Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sim Racing Alliance. It's season 13. We are starting out tonight strong.
As they do go side by side. It is the formation lap almost done. They will look, all eyes to the lights. That's going to be an amazing start.
And we have a crash in turn 1 already. What's going on?
On to the bus stop straight. Goes for it around the outside.
More contact behind. That is huge. A couple of gainers in that one.
She's given it everything. She has to. I'm not sure that it's over yet, though.
This is the last opportunity.
We're off and away for SRA. Hello, SRA Nation. Welcome to Hungaroring, our GT3 main series, the 5th race, just after the halfway point. Tonight, we got yours truly, Kurt Master, and Mac Morgan and Trey Morgan. Both Morgan brothers are here tonight. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great, I think. I hope, right?
Oh yeah, we're doing great. Your Cube might be in trouble here. He's outgunned this time.
Yeah, outnumbered.
Outnumbered. So we have 1 week of break from last week that would bring us to this treacherous condition of Hungaroring. Let's go through this standing and see how our Division 3 are looking after half of the season.
In the lead, we got Seth Rocha on the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, followed by Dick Zipperburn in the Porsche. We then got a few more Aston Martins down the line, Mike Gino and Adam Kolakowski. I hope I pronounced that right. Then we've got our first Ferrari, Zodi Fade, Matt R. Tim in the Audi, then another Aston Martin of Austin Weitzcarver. Then you got the McLaren duo in Violator Racing of Adam Tirage and Richie Wood. We've got a 488 Panzo Rigatoni, and then another Porsche of Jacob Boosterski. Justin McKechnie, Shane Transu, Leagues of Silver Championship. You got Jay Queasy, Jonathan Wood, Christian Holmes, DJ Watts, Tyler Martin, Jason Yerin, and another 488. A lot of 488s in this division, a lot more than I'd expect. Martin Riggs, Ren Aoki, Colin Shea, Joseph Savage, Kevin Kovac, Stephen Dutton, Dustin Fickert in a Mustang. Then got Mark Anthony Eaton, Zach Sky, Jeremy Aaron, Pat Cockcroft, Russell Allen, Justin Rosenthal, Mark Robinson, Sean?
I believe it's Sean.
I think it's Sean Williams. Alex Croce? Krachik, okay. Eric Rutherham, Curtis Lee, Thomas Regg, Austin Townsend, Darren Wicks, Rowdy Burns, Quentin Shanter, and then Alexander Giordano, GB3, Gordon Beverly III, Josh Grush, Kyle Cumber, Ian Demler, and Dean Stefani. For the team championship, up at the top, we have we have 2 Aston Martin teams with no signal, Seth Rocha and Adam Kolakowski. And we got Mike Gino and Austin Weitzcarver in the second Aston Martin team. Top of the non-Aston Martins, we got the McLaren duo of Richie Wood and Adam Tirage and Violator Racing. We then have Ferrari Alaska Racing Team in the 488, Justin McKechnie, Panzo Rigatoni. Participation Trophy Racing in the Porsche, Austin Townsend and Dick Zipperburn Jr. Red Eye Racing, Eric Rutherham and Matt Attram in the Audi, Artem. The Chuck Leclerc Racing in the Ferrari, Tyler Martin, Shane Transu. Vanquish Racing and another Ferrari, Zodi Fade, Quentin Shanter. Champion Motorsports and the Mustang, Christian Holmes, Dustin Fickert. Jacob Boosterski and Rowdy Burns in the Porsche Dive Bomb Bandits. Whoa! Racing Team, Justin Rosenhall and Jay Queasy, and another Aston Martin. Yar Like a Pirate, Jeremy and Jason Yearn in the 488. Happy Hour Motorsports, Thomas Regg and Jonathan Wood in the Porsche. Quarter Mile Rivals, Pat Cockcroft and Ren Aoki. Champion Motorsports, Zach Sky and Colin Shea. Mad Panda, I don't know which of those is a tag and which of those is like a organization, but like Mad Panda, Lowell with DJ Watch and Curtis Lee, Lexus. Sandbags Incorporated with Joseph Savage and Mark Robinson in the Honda. Catch Me Plan E, Russell Allen and McAnthony Eaton in the Mercedes AMG. Champion Motorsports in the McLaren 720, this time CEL Champion Motorsports. I don't know what CEL stands for. Sean Williams and Alex Rochik. GB3 and Martin Riggs, another Aston Martin for the Fasten Spring Tour 25. Red Eye Comic, Kevin Kovac, solo team. Another solo team, Stephen Dutton, Blind Babushka, McLaren. And then another duo of Green Light Racing with Darren Wicks and Dean Stefani in the Nissan. Baseline Solo Pony, Alexander Giordano in the Mustang. Race Forge, XTC8 Racing Team, solo team, Josh Grush in the Mustang as well. Planty Racing, Only Dads, Kyle Cumber, Ian Demler in the McLaren.
Thank you for going through all of those names and team for us. Let's hop into the quality session real quick. I saw drivers coming to our first flying lap already. Ren Aoki we're with. This is going to be his first time lap. He's leading the pack in track position so far. And we'll talk about the track a little more when the Gold is going to leave the pit lane in about 8.5 minutes. I'm looking at the top right. The track condition is not great. We got medium rain, looks like. Medium to medium light. Let's hop on board. Yeah, we're on board in the picture with Ren Aoki. And a Porsche. This is gonna be a handful.
Yeah, I was doing some driver practice before we came in, and it's definitely a handful. Getting the power down in a lot of these traction zones is going to be very hard to do.
I think it's going to be even worse for the Porsche though, because of course the Porsche is just the type of car that it slides all over the place when it's dry out. When it's wet, I get the feeling the Porsche might be just a wee bit difficult to control.
He's still not confident just yet. It will take 9.5 something. 9.58, see if we can find out. That would be Jay Wood. Let me replay that. Oh, he just oversteered exit 4. Oop, that's snoot.
Yeah, not exactly what you want to do, but it's only qualifying, so he still has time.
If he gets out soon enough, which he has, he won't even have to deal with any cars that have come around, because we, you know, the track's long enough at least that there's enough time for you to get out into clear air, not have to, you know, contend with getting out of the way of drivers already on a hot lap. Aoki to the line. What's his benchmark time?
53.9.
There we go. We got pulled up.
And Cockcroft got a 53.1.
Yeah, so
Anthony normally 52.8 already.
Very nice.
That's pretty good. That's the second clear of that benchmark time for Aoki.
Yeah, so normally this is about the time we'd start pulling up practice laps, the practice server, and seeing where people are about in lap times. But of course, due to changing conditions, it's kind of hard to tell what the optimum pole lap will be, because of course the practice times aren't going to be in the exact same conditions that this qualifying time will be. Now I do know that the best time that I saw in D3 was about a 1:51 last time I checked. I will go ahead and pull that up just to get an updated answer for you guys, but that 1:52.8 looks to be pretty good for right now, but of course we still have another 15 minutes of qualifying, so we'll have to see what that best time will be.
Yeah, and we still have another at least three silver driver who has not put down a lap yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we have 5 silver driver who has not put down a lap just yet.
Yeah, I'll be honest, looking at the condition of the track right now, the rain is fairly heavy, and the track is fairly wet, so I don't think we're going to be getting to the 151s this race, or this qualifying. I mean, we'll see, at least not within the silver. I think that we might be able to get into the 151s, but not 0.1 certainly. And Renaoki answers Eaton, going faster by a 10th, improving by over a second on his PB, but Eaton also improving.
Eaton is improving by a full second. Dang, that would be a 51. There we go, 51.8.
Well, Mac,
right, well, we will get into the 151s. I wasn't certain we would.
Yeah, Eaton was the fastest person in D3 Silver with a best time of a 1:51.16, but I think we're a little bit too wet right now for us to get it that low. But again, we thought we wouldn't get into the 151s, and here we are. So I'm not going to try and jinx anyone.
Yeah, I thought it would be a low 52, and that would look good. And there we are. Or in silver division, we're already sub 52 with a 3:10 gap. Though you did say Eaton is the quickest on the leaderboard, so we'll see how the gold compare when they come out.
Also, it could just be a visual glitch, and I'm hoping it is, but Eaton doesn't have his windshield wipers turned on right now, so I don't know how he's able to see.
Bonnet view, that's the answer. They cheat. That's
cheaters.
How they race, exactly. Rain wipers for peasants. If you're good, you don't need to see.
Cheating, bonnet cam, for shame.
Let's hop on board to Russell Allen. Yep, he's right now a full second up from his previous time. Eaton got a yellow.
Yeah, I think he just had a little bit of moment, but I'm just a little bit of oversteer, but I'm not sure. He was having a moment going through the previous corner we were just watching, so...
He went off turn 11.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see, but not too surprising given the conditions.
He still has good margin right now. Let's go on to Austin Townsend, currently full second upcoming to turn 14, I believe.
I believe it's 14. We'll call it 14 anyways. He was about a full second up, but he got a massive amount of oversteer through that last corner, so he only ended up improving by about 0.6. As someone else caused a yellow flag here.
Sean Williams. Turn 13, power over, yes, no. Oh, he just think that oversteer cost him too much time. He slowed down. Or was he being backed up, perhaps? He's just building a gap. Yeah, he was being backed up a little bit by 722. That will be
this is one of the shorter tracks that that we're going to be racing at. So people getting stuck behind other people is not surprising, although we do have a lot less people here today than we did at Spa. We only have 30 drivers right now, compared to almost 50 drivers in the past few races. So
I would guess people are taking the drop race.
Most definitely. So if you do decide to show up, tonight is going to be a very good night. Exactly.
Especially to the silver drivers. The silver drivers are, of course, oftentimes stuck behind the gold drivers who are faster, but they have their own separate championship. And so on nights like tonight, where there's a ton of gold drivers who aren't here for whatever reason, like, this is your opportunity, this is your chance to make a bunch of points while your competitors as well might not be here.
As Pat Cockcroft coming out to the last turn, 4 tenths up. Is that going to be enough to bring him to P2? Very good, Pat. Just enough.
P2
just
is a pretty good job.
But Jay Wood here is half a second up.
He is now. He's gaining time through the chicane. So that was a little bit clumsy, I thought, but no, pretty good. And he is continuing to gain time.
Oh boy, this is a charge that he's on.
Oh, he just lost almost a tenth through that last corner, though.
He's still got enough, though.
Yeah,
He's still
thankfully,
got enough.
Yeah, the S's are a
He
very
just made it
easy
back.
place.
Weezy got a
There you
yellow.
go.
I'm gonna hold on to that. Staying with Jay Wood, 6 tenths up. He's definitely eyeing for the pole. A little bit of curb.
He's definitely got a
Great exit.
chance.
He's massively gaining. Oh my god.
As long as he's able to
Excellent.
hold it through this last corner.
There's a good 13 coming into last turn, turn 14.
He went a little bit wide there on entry, but he should get a good enough exit to at least hold it. And he goes...
Up to the top, does he not? There he goes.
Yeah,
With
3/4
nearly 2
second
tenths.
improvement. That's awesome.
Our goats are gonna funnel out through the pit lane to do their outlap. Why don't we go through the track right now as if we didn't watch it before?
Absolutely. So Hungaroring is a very technical track, especially with how wet it is today. But it all starts, as just about every track does, with a main straight. So that main straight leaning into turn 1 is where we're going to see the most overtakes, but it's also where we're going to see the most chaos. It's very famous in the wet, at least for me, with how bowling seems to happen into turn 1 here just about all the time, especially in the wet. My favorite moment is Bottas doing that in F1 in 2020, I think it was. I'm not entirely sure.
Yep.
21, thank you. But anyway, so turn 1 is a very sharp hairpin right-hander after the longest straight on the track. And then after turn 1, you've got a little bit of a kink to the right before you have another slower hairpin of turn 2. And then after you have the left-handed turn 2, you have what is normally a flat-out turn 3. Now in the wet, it probably won't be, especially in race pace. But some of these gold drivers are probably going to take it flat out, if just to at least try and get that extra tenth or something, whatnot. After turn 3, you've got a tiny kink to the right just before turn 4. Not a big issue, but you are breaking through that kink. So turn 4 can be a little bit hard to get on the power for just because of how tight it is. The straight from turn 4 to turn 5 is also very tight, so I would expect to see a lot of track cuts after turn 4, but we'll have to see. Turn 5 is then another kind of hairpin. It almost feels like it because you're going up. It's an uphill right-hander, so you're going slowly through it. But it's not really a good overtaking spot like some of the other hairpins that we see. After you finish turn 5, you've got a little mini straight just before the chicane of turn 6 and 7. That is a very tight chicane, and during the wet, it will be very easy to mess up going over the curbs. So we'll have to see if everyone's able to make it through that correctly. After turn 7, we have a kind of S's section, but not really. You're not flat out, but it is a whole bunch of turns in succession of the left turn 8, right turn 9, the somewhat flat out left turn 10. In the dry, it's flat out, but here probably not. After turn 10, you've got a braking zone of 11 into the second best braking zone of turn 12, another longer straight. Not as long as you would hope, but long enough that someone might be able to get a good enough exit. But turn 12, hard braking zone to the right, through the hairpin of 13, and then through another hairpin of 14, back onto the main straight to finish your lap. And now we're going to go ahead and go back. Our gold drivers are qualifying, and we are currently following Flickert, who is first out on track. And we will have to see what kind of benchmark he sets for our gold drivers, as he has a little bit of an oversteer moment, but that's not too surprising for the Mustang. We have a hard braking zone of turn 12. Right-hander, pretty well held. I don't know if he clipped the apex as much as he would have wanted to. Then you have turn 13, another slow apex you want to keep to the inside of this all the way to the exit. Take as much outside as you can to get on the power, and then brake early for 14. Some people double apex it. I normally don't, but he does. And now he gets on the power for the last straight, and he crosses the line eventually with a 153.48. So not the fastest, but definitely not slow by any means. As White Scarver goes P2 with his first lap of a 151.7.
Already improving on it too, nearly a tenth. It improves already just through the first corner. As I say that, he seems to lose a bit of time on the upshifts. But through the next corner, he's only a tenth off of pole position right now, so he could potentially nab it. Maybe not this lap, but certainly in some of the next laps.
Especially this is only his first time lap, so his tire would be in a better shape this lap than the lap that he set his P2 time. So.
Oh, someone's put in front of him.
That is Dickert.
Ooh, that's
It
unfortunate.
looks like Boosterski also had a yellow flag.
Coming out of 4, too much curb right into the left side to the barrier. Yep. And probably that have impeded White Scarver's lap as well. But obviously he wasn't Faker wasn't in control of his vehicle at that point. It's gonna happen. The Mustang doesn't like curb that much in the wet, so.
Yeah.
You know, we're pretty lucky that he didn't go further out onto the track. Might have collected more drivers. That would have been super unfortunate. I'm
gonna go on Penzo Rigatoni, exiting 11 into 12. Currently 7.5 tenths up.
Yeah, he hit a good apex there. Not quite as wide on the exit as he might have wanted to get the power down. And he does go a little bit deep into 13, but that can set up a much better exit as long as he doesn't go wide. I don't think he did. He might have had to lift, but I don't think he went wide.
Yeah,
so
that
he's
was
still
expensive.
on a good line.
That going deep cost him 2 tenths.
Yeah, but he's still about a half second up on his last time now. That will probably only put him up. Yeah, only put him up to P12, but he still does have probably 3 more laps.
Oh,
yes.
that's Rocha. Up to P1.
Wow.
With quite some margin, a 1/10.5.
And he's improving on his lap too. 2
He's
tenths.
already, yeah, of course.
Oh,
then
as
he
I
just
say
loses
that,
it all.
He just missed
makes
it.
a massive mistake.
Yeah, he had massive understeer through that turn 2.
Into Robeson.
Technically, turn 3, but
Into 11. Or into 12. 7 tenths. He's also contesting for pole position.
yeah, he's about a half second up on his last time.
The car behind him yielded. That was very nice of them. Maybe Dickert.
Yeah, I think that was flickered. So now
I like how we're all
depends on
pronouncing the
lap.
names differently.
Yeah, that is how it...
Dickert. It's not Flickert. It's not Dickert. It's
Fickert. There he goes in the second row with a 51.7. 2 tenths back from pole. Justin is 4 tenths up in a P5 position. He is looking pretty. Hope I don't curse that man. He still have enough margin. Oh, that livery looks cool.
Hey, who else is up? White Scarver up half a second in P4 right now.
Oh boy, they're about to...
Heading towards the line.
Yeah, both P4 and 5 are on absolute tears right now. I'm going to go ahead and watch White Scarver.
White Scarver, yep. Across the line. Oh, wow, nice. 2 tenths.
I tell you
margin.
what, we're going to match those practice times.
This is absolutely insane.
It is.
Oh, Gino up to P2 with a nearly matching time. Just what is
half a tenth.
Half a tenth.
So maybe we have a Cuphead front row here.
Yeah, McKechnie got a really good last exit, and he's within a tenth of pole now, too.
Oh, nice.
We have a battle on our hands.
Seth Roca also improving on his lap currently, just by a little bit, but it might be enough to put him within a tenth of the rest of them. White Scarver also improving, Gino and McKechnie not improving, so Gino is pretty much matching his time.
I'm gonna go down on the
here.
list.
Seth Rocha gains a lot of time out of nowhere. He's now on track to maybe slot himself into the front row, but it looks like he loses it again, maybe?
Justin, dig a boo-boo. I'm gonna replay that.
Oh.
McKechnie.
Oh, White Scarver, 2 tenths down. Or up. I don't know which one it is.
Oh, turn 3 claim it. Turn 4 claim another.
Oh.
That's what turn
like
3 does to you.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's a lot of turns here that you would normally take flat out in the dry, and it's very hard to do that in the wet.
But you're tempted
correctly. Exactly. Meanwhile, Roca is, well, he was 4. He's now only 3/10 up on his previous best time. So it's all down to these last 2 corners. He is currently on track for pole.
White Scarver lost all of his improvement in that final, in the final sector there, I do believe. Super unfortunate.
Oh, flickered spun again.
Oof.
Seth Roca, 2 little lead. Oh my goodness, it's 3 Aston Martins at the top.
Yeah, and White Scarver has another lap, and he's already a quarter second up. Of course, now he's losing it, but he was a quarter second up through the first corner. As we just watched Fickert there in the main booth there with his issue. White Scarver was temporarily almost a half second up on his last time, and he's doing really good to get through this as long as he...
Oof.
Oh, he invalidated!
Oh, yep. Too wide. Exiting 3. Fade is done.
Yeah.
Super unfortunate. I don't think I see any more of our front runners improving, but there are some people in the back who are still improving.
Alexander is coming through the line. It's not too bad. 7/10 improvement put him P8 with a 51.797.
Wood goes up to P8 with a 51.7, just getting ahead of
Robertson.
Giordano.
Maybe taking pole last minute.
Oh my God,
for
you're
the
right.
Pole position.
Whoa.
Takes pole position from the Aston Martins in the Honda.
Wow.
With
Last
28
minute, I thought it was a
millisecond
fight.
margin.
I thought it was going to be a fight between the Aston Martins, and then Roberson with the Honda comes out of nowhere to take it from all of them.
Wow.
We have only 2 tenths covering 5 positions. Coming into Panzo Rigatoni, a quarter second up and improving into 13.
Yeah, he is our last driver improving on track, so we will go ahead and watch him through these this now final corner as he goes maybe... Oh, no!
Oh, no, Panzo!
Oh, we jinxed him.
We're so sorry, Panzo.
That was some massive oversteer. Looks like I think he may have just started turning in a little bit too early, but it's unfortunate.
Could have also been a little bit too hard on the brakes, trail braking a little bit.
Okay,
Just
Zippy
some
Jr.
oversteer.
Finishing his lap, no improvement, P11.
All right. And that wraps up our qualifying. We will go ahead and do a full track walk or grid walk later, but for right now, our top 3 are Robeson, Roca, and White Scarver. And now, a few words from our sponsors.
A huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documise, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documise.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favourite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And a big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim racing experience today with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile stream deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style, elevate every lap with top-tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups, premium esports setups for everybody. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles. Magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look all good for the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Alright, and we are back. We are about to start the formation lap.
Yep,
2
but
more
before we
seconds.
start that... Yeah, so while they are starting their formation lap, we're going to go ahead and do our grid walk, just to give everyone just a little bit more time in the spotlight. So P1, surprise pole, Mark Robeson did an amazing job in that Honda there. P2 is Seth Rocha in the Aston Martin, followed by 2 other Aston Martins in Austin Whitescarver and Mike Gino. P5 in the Ferrari is Justin McKechnie, followed by Jonathan Wood in P6, and then Zodi Fade in P7. P8 is Richie Wood. P9 is Andre Giordano, or
Alex?
Giordano.
Yeah, it's Alex.
Yeah, Alex Giordano. I don't know why I said that. Anywho, apologies. I'm doing great this day. In P10 we have Mark Anthony Eaton. In P11 we have Dick, not Dyke, Dick Zipperburn Jr. In P12 we have Jacob Boosterski. In P13 we have Panzo Rigatoni. In P14 we have Cockcroft. In P15 we have Dustin Fickert. In P16 we have, I believe it's Sean Williams. P17 we have Austin Townsend. In P18 we have Tyler Martin. In P19 we have Jason Yaron. In P20...
He's in the pit lane.
Oh. I don't know why that is. Okay, so that Yaron brother is in the pits. So P19 is now Justin Rosenthal. P20, Russell Allen. 21 is Ren Aoki. 22 is Shane Tranzu. 23 is Matt Artem. 24 is the other Yarn brother, Jeremy Yarn. P25 is the one and only Jake Weezy, who, by the way, woke up only 2 minutes before this race happened, apparently. So, he sounds like he's slacking. P26 is Curtis Lee. P27 is Christian Holmes. P28 is Thomas Regg. And then we had already mentioned the other Yarn, Jason Yarn, who is starting from the pit lane. I hope that it's not a mechanical issue and he's still able to race, but that's still unfortunate, going from about middle of the pack to pit lane start.
No, there's no penalty for him, I don't think. I did check that, but I could have just seen it wrong.
Yeah, so not entirely sure, but we will now go to the front of the grid to begin our race with Robeson in the Honda leading us away. And then down in our bottom right in our pit, we will have it watching turn 1 and then the lead into turn 2. Hopefully there won't be any chaos, but we will have to see. As they are heading to the line, hopefully the back grid gets in there onto the straight. And we are green with a great getaway from Roca and Robeson. They are neck and neck going down into turn 1. Not too much chaos looking to happen in the back.
Oh, as you say that, there goes who was that? That was...
Yeah, the front looks great. Just about everyone makes it through there, at least mostly clean. I believe that was Austin Townsend who got knocked out in the back, and then we have Jason Yarn pulling up the back end. But back out front.
Great start.
Yep.
Looks like he tries to go for a gap that just isn't there. Oh.
I don't know. Townsend. Yeah, I think Townsend might have. Yeah, I think Townsend may have broken a little bit earlier than the guy behind him was Fickert was expecting. So really unfortunate. While we were watching that replay,
that was before the braking zone. I think Townsend just thought that he was clear and tried to move over, but he wasn't clear yet.
Man. Oh no, Queasy, no!
Oh, there's chaos behind! Oh my goodness, they're all back around. Holy cow, that could have gone so much worse.
Yeah, everyone stayed straight there. Yeah, Fickert went onto the grass again, so, and then we already have someone pitting. I'm not sure who that is. I believe that's Alan. Meanwhile,
out in the front, we got a battle between Robinson and I believe that's White Scarver? Yeah. That's 3. Heading to turn 4 now. White Scarver right on the back of Robinson. Don't think he'll make a move into here, but he might try to set up something for later. But he loses time through the braking zone and through the corner, and now he's got to check out for Justin McKechnie behind him, who's gained time through this. Right on the back.
Absolutely. Yeah, Eaton, it's looking like he's trying to set something up, but this is not the area of the track that you want to set something up through. It's very hard to get a pass through here. Except for this straight, which he might have the brakes for. No, he does not. He thinks better of it, but he does.
For the back, Boosterski, Williams, and Zipperburn.
Yeah, Zipperburn just got, I don't know if Zipperburn got past Boosterski or what happened there. A little bit more toward the back, Rigatoni is right on the bumper of Giordano? Is that how I... Giordano, okay.
Yeah, like the pizza place.
Okay, I'll just pronounce it like the pizza and get yelled at later for it. But anyway, he was really close to Giordano. Of course, passing the Ferrari on the straight is very hard to do, so not too unexpected that he wasn't able to do that. Back up front, Wood and Zaid are side by side. And I believe Fade got past Wood there. So Ferrari beats Porsche, at least for this corner. And that boo-boo has meant that P2 through 5 have been a nice little gap now forming of about 2.5 seconds. And of course, that's awesome. And then out in the very front, Rocha now has a second lead, and while I'm sure he's happy to have that lead, he can't get complacent with it. Because that lead can jump down at any time, or jump up at any time, as we're kind of seeing it happen there. Oh! Oh, there's stuff hiding out front of him, too!
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's Booster Ski. Oh no, he got rear-ended.
He got attacked! Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did
Meanwhile,
Rocha make a mistake?
I'm not sure.
The gap has disappeared. It's down to only 7/10 between Robeson and Rocha.
I'm not sure, but yeah, we got a 5. Oh no, there's a rear end. Oh! That was a very overall clean bump, though. Surprisingly, I was very happy to see them keep it straight. As Cockcroft almost rear ends Giordano, and he almost does it again as Giordano tries to go around the outside. I don't think. Oh, that's a very nice overtake. I don't know if I've seen many people go around the outside there, especially in the wet. So very nice job there. And then Rigatoni took a little bit of an unorthodox line, but he's able to keep that. As now there's now essentially a 4-person battle for 11th there. I'm a little bit farther behind. A little bit behind Rosenthal and Aoki are side by side as Rosenthal gets a massive slide. Wow. There's a lot of good battles going on here. Of course, the wet will mean that there's more mistakes, which leads to better battles. Still, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, I think Reg invalidated that lap as Booster Ski is now looking to the inside. They're side by side, and he should have the better line going here. So long as he's able to hold that apex, and it looks like he does, he will take that position. Very nice job parking that on the apex to make sure that the switchback couldn't occur. Hey, it's okay. And looking back out toward the front, Rocha has reformed his gap a little bit. Now, he still hasn't pulled away from Robeson, but he has made it out to a 1-second gap. McKechnie is still right on the tail of Whitescarver here. Maybe not close enough to force him into any mistakes, but he's definitely close enough to keep him on his mind.
Rigatoni, Giordano, Martin 3 wide, heading into, I think that's turn 12? Woo-hoo-hoo! 3 wide again, going into turn 13! Oh my gosh.
I cannot imagine Rigatoni's rearview mirror right now.
If I was any one of those drivers, I would be clenching so hard.
Oh, no. This is absolutely amazing racing here. Yeah, I don't think Queasy's really going to have the speed to do anything into this corner. And he's thankfully far enough away that he doesn't really have to get very defensive, as it almost gets rear-ended there by Aoki. Oh, and then Rosenthal spun.
Oh, no!
Oh. Thankfully, just about everyone got around him, it looks like. But that was so close.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's super unfortunate.
I'm honestly surprised that wasn't bigger, though, as Queasy is now right on the tail of Giordano. Well, he's gonna maybe try and look to make a pass into the chicane. I really wouldn't suggest it, and he doesn't. He backs out, but he does force Giordano off the line. And Queasy gets past Giordano, but Aoki also gets past him. Aoki almost looked like he was going to move to the inside there and try and take on Queasy, but he didn't have the speed for it before the next corner. Oh. Yeah, there's so many almost rear endings happening. Like, I don't know if you were watching if anyone was watching the pit, but just about everyone almost got rear-ended one corner after the other. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I just want to call out that we have an incredible train going on here that I don't think people are paying enough attention to. From 14th to 25th, just about every driver is within a second of the driver ahead of them.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. Queasy is doing an amazing job of holding all these guys up. I'm not sure how long he can keep it, because we did see that he got bumped a little bit beforehand, so that might be why they're not driving quite as aggressively anymore, just maybe trying to play the waiting game to see who will make the next mistake, because we have seen quite a lot of those. It's a little bit of...
Giordano Aoki.
Oh, and he goes wide. I wonder if Giordano has damage. Just Rigatoni spins.
Oh!
Oh no, and he's done again. Oh, I'm not sure what happened to Booster Ski, but Rigatoni just under oversteer. That's unfortunate. Yeah, and then I'm not sure what happened to Booster Ski in the back, but he also had a big incident where he held 3 or 4 spots. While you're watching that, Holmes is going on the inside of Artem, and it looks like he has the inside line covered. I don't know if he'll be able to park it as well. No, he goes deep.
Turn 1. Who's that?
Oh!
Crash.
Rigatoni went wide, but I'm not sure if he caused going wide or if someone else forced him wide.
There was. I think it might have been a Mustang I saw that went super wide. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Artem and Holmes come together, and Holmes has presumably pretty big damage. I mean, it looks like
that looks not nice.
Mostly out of the wall, but
no, he booped it. He booped it good.
Okay.
So he hit it hard.
Okay. So
he's gonna have to
hit it
pit
with
for
the
that.
rear though. So yeah, definitely gonna have to.
Yeah, he'll have to go into the pits because the rear is the entirety of how that car drives, and he is still having issues with the rear. So hopefully he's able to get it all the way around to the pits, but that will be a hard thing to do.
Going to the front with Justin. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, McKechnie is still within a half second of Waitscarper ahead of him. He's kept that gap fairly consistent.
Aoki on Queasy into turn 13.
And just got right pass.
Queasy, previous corner, just missed the apex a little bit. Aoki saw that, saw the reduced speed heading into turn 13.
Oh, Holmes spun again.
Said, I thank you very much.
And
Takes
they replay that.
from Queasy.
Come to turn 10. Whoa, what happened? He just forgot there was a turn there?
It's quite possible, but I don't know. Meanwhile, Fade and Wood. Yeah, that happened to me last year in Zolder. That's not fun. Meanwhile, a little bit toward the front, Wood got past Zaid, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think Fade had a moment.
Yeah, Fade just went off track entirely.
That
was a free donation.
Yeah, that would most definitely do it. as Zipperburn is going side by side with, I believe that's
Richie
Williams? Or
Wood. And Williams
That's
was
Richie
right
Wood?
behind there.
okay.
Oh, but a contact there into the corner, into the chicane. Williams, I do, or was that
Yeah,
Williams?
Sean
He
Williams?
just completely cut that corner. Sean Williams. I think they might have just used the speed token there.
I don't know. It may
possibly.
have been a no time loss, no time gain.
Well,
No, they
Williams-
definitely gained time.
Yeah, and Williams' lap is now deleted, so I assume he at least got it invalidated.
Yeah. Yep, home is in the pit. Speaking of pit strat here, I would say this week in any wet week is kind of free for all. Just fully traffic dependent. If you want to dip, you can dip. The textbook 50-50 mark is no longer true in the wet.
Yeah, it is probably going to be dependent on when you get damage.
Yep.
Not if, but when. As
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of contact around here.
Top 5 have been pretty nice so far. You know, if you're up in that top section of the track, you know, they've been following each other, but basically since lap 1, they've just been holding position, waiting to see if mistakes happen. I think once we get to the pit stops, things could get more, could start to get a little spicy. But
It's
right now,
it's
So the fate went a little wide at 2. Who is in the pip coming in? Is it Matt Artem?
yeah, it's Matt Artem. So not too big, but he is. I don't know where he pit from, but he was doing pretty decent at least. As McKechnie might have a chance here on White Scarver. It's not that White Scarver's really falling back or
Oh,
anything.
big
It's-
boo boo by
Oh, no!
Tyler.
Yeah, Martin had some kind of issue. I'm not sure what.
Oh,
like
too
he
much
got a little bit
curb.
Too much curb on the exit. A little bit on the
Yep.
exit too, and then onto the exit. Just not gonna help him at all.
Oh, the brake
And he's
nicely held.
Doing pirouettes right down there in the start of sector 2.
Go
Who's that,
back to
number 6?
Sean William. I'm down the
Eduardo.
inside to Zipperburn Jr. Nice dive. Good send around the inside. But Zipperburn Jr. is... Oh, he's a little far back. Even though he has the inside.
Yeah, that was a great overtake there by
That was
Williams.
excellent overtake. Correct.
Giordano's, you guys didn't catch it, but Giordano, I do believe, spun in the same spot we just saw Tyler Martin spin, and then left the server.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
GG.
As a fade comes into the pits from, I believe, about, I know it was top 10, I'm not sure exactly where. I think P8.
I think it was 7 or 8, yeah.
Yeah, Dick Zipperburn Jr. is also in the pit now. Let's see who can we watch. Let's go Yarn and Busterski. Seems like they just exchanged position. Let's see if... Oh, nice.
Very nice
Switch
overtake
back?
there.
Any switchback?
And the-
Nope, nope.
Fickert and Artem are fighting. Fickert trying to get down the outside of Artem, but wasn't able to. And Artem is
Curtis
on
Lee
much pressure
and
tires.
Queasy. Oh, contact between Curtis Lee and Jay Queasy into turn 2.
Oh, and more contact.
Oh my
Curtis
god, the
Lee
side by side into
late.
3.
Oh, they were late on the.
This one is even less likely.
A little bit into turn 2, rear-ended Queasy. They go.
That's bound to happen. No one's yielding. So that's the consequence of trying to go side by side in turn 4. You just cannot not turn 4. 3, very respectfully, they did greatly. 4 is just never gonna happen. It's too narrow.
Yeah,
and too
most
quick.
Definitely. I don't. In front, McKechnie was almost side by side, but with White Scarver. So I think White Scarver's having
Now he's
issues.
going on the inside of 13. Can he display Scarver?
Oh no! He threw Scarver off the track. A little bit
Yeah.
check there.
There was a little
There's a
bit
little
of
bit-
elbows out.
A little bit behind Eaton is right behind Lee. I'll let you continue watching that.
Oh,
main race.
Richie
There's
Wood is wrong way around in turn 2, I believe. Nope, that is 13.
Yeah, Wood and Williams came together. I think Wood.
Oh,
made it.
that is a dive. That's a dive. That's straight penetration from Sean. I think this may have been at least the second penetration. Yes, that's correct. At least the second. Because Busterski was the victim before Richie, for sure.
Yeah.
Also turned 13.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Eaton
Curtis
is
Lee.
side by side with Lee, and he has gotten past Lee very easily.
I think Lee might have lifted there.
Yeah, and Rigatoni's eyeing for Lee's spot as well. Fighting for 10th, 11th, and 12th position.
Meanwhile, Queasy has gone into the pits
Hopefully
from about
you're prepared.
P13.
He didn't get too much damage from that incident, luckily. So, like, he didn't lose too much time from that incident. He lost a few positions, but it wasn't as much as it could have been. So hopefully any damage he has will be repaired and he'll be back out on track, spick and span, good as new.
So we're now going back off the grid. Fickard is chasing Matt Artem, P23 and 24th.
Yeah, they've had a good battle for a little bit. I'm not entirely sure when they pit. I will check on that. See if I can.
I think about
figure
2,
that
maybe
out.
3 laps ago. Not too early.
Yeah, about that. They both have a similar stint time, so I think Flicker pitted 1 lap right before Artem. But it wasn't too long ago, maybe a couple laps.
He's eyeing the inside to turn 1. Can he get it done? Can he put it in? Ooh, they're almost a pit maneuver.
He almost forced that, which would have not been very fun, but thankfully he was able to back out just enough. But he did force Artem off his main line. Now, unfortunately, I don't think that really helped him to try and overtake him, as Lee just got passed by Rigatoni. They're side by side now going into turn 14. As Williams stopped on the main straight.
Uh-oh.
And
An
he
RTG?
has
Is that an RTG? Let me replay that.
is. Not
Oh yeah,
entirely
it
sure
looks
what
very
happened there.
civilized. The way he stopped. I wonder what is
Yeah.
going on.
Could be a mechanical issue.
I
Highly
would
possible.
hope not, but Boosterski almost sends a dive in there on Reg. I think
And
it's
now
Reg.
Rex displaced onto the outside. They're side by side, but Rex gonna have the inside of 2 if he managed to get the overlap. Nope, not quite. Tuck back in behind Busterski. Busterski defend for that though. That may have been an error, but Greg is quite far behind. No threat. Turn 3. Use plenty of curb. These drivers are quite brave and quite trusty for the curb. I'm gonna go forward on the grid to Austin Weisgarver chasing Justin.
We missed. Did we miss McKechnie getting past Whitescarver?
No, we got it.
We got it,
Remember
we got
that
it,
he
yeah.
got budged out of the way on the
Yes,
pit entry?
right here
Oh,
in this turn.
never mind,
Yeah,
okay.
a teeny hip check.
My bad. I remember that now. Anywho.
Yeah.
Elbows out, rubbing his racing.
Going to Yaron. Oh, Rex did a boo-boo. They exchanged position not too long ago. Oh, I didn't replay far enough. But we gonna see
Roca
a
into
slight
the pits.
mistake here by Rick.
Our leader's in the pits. So now is when.
And Whitescarver and McKechnie side by side into turn 1. Looks like McKechnie's going to hold on to it for now, but Whitescarver gets a brilliant exit out of the corner, and now he's looking for a way to get through. He's looking for a way to try to place his car on the inside for turn 2 here.
Oh,
really close. Oh, he's given the space, just about staying there, and now he's set up. He might be trying to make a move into 4. I'd really hope not. That'd be a questionable move to make, but he's right there behind McKechnie. He's so close.
That was
to
quite a
taking back
sequence
that
of moves.
position.
That was. Rigatoni has now also entered the pits, by the way.
Yeah, we have to, in a little bit, we gotta check out how long did Penzo stop and see if he repaired the damage. Because I imagine he would have a little bit of weird damage at least.
Yeah, he has just now stopped, so we will go ahead and tell you that once he's done with his pit stop.
We saw had an incident earlier into turn 4. I have checked his pit time. He did not repair any damage in the pits, I do believe.
Yeah, so hopefully that means he didn't have damage and not just that he has damage he didn't want to repair. But given what we've seen, I assume it's unfortunately more of the former.
It could just be he only has a little bit of damage, not enough to justify repairing it in the pits.
Yeah, so Rigatoni is out of the pits, and he only stopped for 32 seconds, so only minor damage repair.
32
that
is
doesn't sound like any
stationary
damage at all.
time. Yeah, there's no repair there. It's just a perfect stationary time. Now we got Fickard still chasing Matt Artem, pretty close into turn 1, but no chance just yet. A little ahead of them is Russell Allen.
Roca is now side by side with Yaren. So
Yaren's not gonna fight. Yep.
Yeah, not really a battle for position because I don't think
Exactly.
Yaren is hit yet.
Correct, exactly.
But
so it would waste Yaren's time to defend for his position.
Yep.
I'm gonna go upward to the lead train. Our P1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm gonna go look meanwhile. See what is the pit delta. 61 second, looks like. It's the perfect pit delta.
About that. Yeah, McKechnie's cut down this lead that Robeson has to about a half second. It had been 1 second, but it's now down to about a half second. Whitescarver is sort of starting to fall behind McKechnie, but he might just be getting ready for one last push before he pits. So I'm not entirely sure. But Robeson doing a very good job holding off these cars behind him for so long. Transu is in the pits, by the way. I'm not sure where he pit from, but he is in the pits. Booster Ski, well, he had been right alongside Wood, but I think he backed out for turn 4, which is the good idea there. It looks like he's having a lot of fun going just off the track and touching grass.
He's
not sure it's something you want to do.
Don't know if you can buff them out.
Yeah. I mean, you could buff out the grass, but once you hit the wall because of the grass, you can't really buff that out.
Now Flicker and Matt Artem's going side by side to 1. Matt Artem still managed to hold on to it. Seems like at the inside for 2. There's slight overlap, no longer.
Oh, and he goes too deep. Not deep enough to let Fickard through, I don't think, but he went a little bit deep.
I don't think so. Yep.
Now Fickard will have a much better exit going into turn 4, but again, you don't want to overtake into this corner.
You have to get it done before 4, which is extremely difficult.
Exactly.
He took it took 4 very carefully, Fickard. It was a teeny bit of time relative to Matt Artem. No biggie.
Yeah.
Itten got a small boo-boo, lost a position to Curtis. Seems like they're coming down to turn 1. Now you gotta break somewhere. Hopefully, yes, there we go. Off track. Donated a spot to Curtis. Almost donated a spot.
Up front. And they're going right now. We're getting close to the main overtaking zones. So if he's able to keep this, he might have an overtake chance. Not entirely sure, but he has a chance. Meanwhile, Booster Ski is now into the pits. So it looks like he may have McKechnie may have just backed off a little bit, not being able to set anything up into turn, I believe that's turn 12.
Yep.
But he is now hopefully going to get a good overtaking chance into turn 1, assuming he can get a good enough exit here onto the main straight. And I don't think he did. He's fallen back to almost a second, about 3/4 of a second back from Robeson.
Oh, the track is getting dry. And his tires overheating. Yeah, Justin was driving into the wet patch on the main straight to cool his tire off. That is something to keep in mind for sure. Looks like since even they have medium rain, the track's still dry up relatively well and have a dry line.
Yeah. So, Mackenzie, you've been a little quiet, so I'll go ahead and let you talk. With a track that's drying like this, how do drivers have to change their driving style, going from a wet track to a dry track or drying track?
Well, the big thing is you're going to want to keep an eye on your tire pressures and temperatures. Wet tires are not designed to work in the dry, as is in the name. They're designed to work in the wet. But a huge part of that is the water takes away a ton of heat from the tires, and also with the reduced friction, they don't deform as much. And that combination makes it so that the wet tires wind up needing to operate at a much lower temperature in order to work in the wet. But when it starts drying again, the tires start to deform more. They aren't getting the temperature wicked away by the water. That means that they're going to heat up and they're going to exit their window. They're going to overheat, and at that point, your tires are just going to start falling away so incredibly fast. So what you have to do is you have to, I mean, we saw it on the main straight, driving through wet patches, trying to get that water to cool down your tires, as we see McKechnie and Robeson dive into the pit lane.
That is an interesting move by Justin. In my opinion, you don't follow whatever's in front. Unless you think you're not gonna be. You are very close in pace, which could be the case, I suppose. That he wasn't being handicapped or bogged down by Robeson.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I would have expected McKechnie and Whitescarver to try and pit a little bit earlier, maybe the halfway point, to try and undercut. But that is apparently not the case. Now, it will be interesting to see where Rocha comes into play in this, because he has been on fresher tires for a long time. And so we'll have to see where McKechnie and Robeson come out in relation to Rocha.
Yeah, probably about 7 seconds to 12 seconds, I would believe. Let's see if they're coming out soon yet, or am I...
Robeson's moving out of his pit box now.
Justin just came out.
Oh, they're really close there on the exit.
Yep.
And they may have both had minor damage. It's 34 and 35 second stops, but it may have just been they didn't get perfect stops. But like you were saying, they come out behind Roca by 3 seconds.
3 seconds, a lot closer than I thought. Yeah.
But now all eyes are on Whitescarver up here as to when he will pit.
Pat Cockcroft got a yellow. Oh, just a small boo-boo, looks like. He's pointing the right way. A little too much curb. And a little too much curb.
Is entering the pits.
Ooh.
Good save.
That was a very good save.
That's a Code Brown moment right there.
Yeah. I've got Eaton chasing Transfer into turn 1. A little too far back. Go back to Justin. Trying to get the spot from Robeson. This fight has been going on for a while into turn 5.
Yes, it has. And Whitescarver is now into the pits.
And so is Mike, Gino.
Yeah. So both
Double
teammates are now into pits.
Oh, this is going to be an opportunity for Justin. Is he going to show threat? Yes. Robeson's going to have to defend. Compromise the exit, and nice around the outside. Now Justin got the inside for 13. Can he displace Robeson enough? That is absolutely enough. Robeson has to yield that position. Can't fight.
Yeah.
I don't think that's hip check.
There.
Is that? I don't think that was. I think a little further.
Yeah. It was contact, but I don't know if I'd call it a hip check.
It might have just been a difference of lines through there.
Yeah, I think Robeson flinched a little bit though. I do agree there was some jitteriness.
Yeah,
and Cuphead's coming out in front of both Robeson and Justin, just like how they went in.
Yeah, so
actually, no.
Big change.
No, it was Robeson and... Wait, is that right? I thought Austin was behind those two. 5, 4, 3, yellow. That would be Busterski. Yeah, so he overcut them.
I don't know. We're gonna have to go back and rewatch this at some point to make sure that we're not going
power
crazy.
over. Free spot donated. Oh, that was a blue flag.
Not exactly how you want to serve a blue flag there, but
I suppose. Now, just Curtis fighting Eaton into Turn 2. Eating kind of inside.
Things are getting spicy up the front.
Yeah, they're trying to get around a blue flagger, but White Scarper...
Not a blue flagger, it was Reg. Reg has not pit yet.
Oh.
No, not quite a blue flagger, but... Ooh, it got a little spicy there. A wee bit spicy.
Yeah, they got around him pretty quickly, though, and White Scarper used him almost perfectly to block McKechnie's attack for just long enough to get him about a half-second gap. And now Rocha has about a half-second lead to White Scarper. As I believe our last person to pit other than Reg is in the pits with Jay Wood. And I would assume Reg is coming to pits now, and yes, he is. So I believe that's everyone in the pits. And once those two come out, I will go ahead and go over our biggest movers of the night. But meanwhile, we still have this battle for the top 3, or top, yeah, effective P2 through 5, I believe. Or 2 through 4. Yeah, 2 through 4.
Yeah, Rocha is kind of untouchable right now with his last lap being 51 flat. And those behind him is doing low to high 52. So got a full second pace delta here, so...
Yeah. Now,
I imagine that's going to only grow.
Fighting. Yeah.
Exactly.
Although Robeson does have the fastest lap of a 150.97. Not too much faster than Rocha's fastest lap, but still pretty good. Of course,
a point is a point.
See how that all goes. It is, in fact. As McKechnie is now getting really close there to White Scarper. We got a pretty good battle here for the podium spots. A little bit further behind, Jake Weezy is fighting off Transu and Eaton. About a second between them. Of course, turn 4, not an overtaking spot, but Transu can set it up to maybe try something around the outside. He does get closer, but not closer enough to try anything, I don't think.
I think the best case here is turn 12, 13, and 14 in this track from the look of it. And turn 1. Turn 1, too.
Yeah, most definitely. Of course, I think Eaton has a better chance of passing Transu at this moment than Transu does on Queasy, as they are right neck and neck with each other.
I agree with you. I'm still amazed how close they can follow each other.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Eaton, he got a bad exit to turn 11, but he almost had the setup for a pass here into turn 12. Unfortunately, he's not close enough, so he'll have to try again into probably turn 1 would be his next good overtaking chance.
Oh, that small bump touch displaced it, Transu.
Oh, so that will help him set up an overtake, but of course a bumpy overtake is not what we want to see here. We like clean overtakes.
Yeah, I think he backed up immediately, didn't try to not take the position or take advantage of that contact.
Yeah, and now behind them, Lee is trying to get into this picture here. Putting pressure on Eaton now. Gives them a little bit of look to the inside. As Transu goes deep, I don't think it might be deep enough for Eaton to get a chance here into this corner. Overtaking the outside of turn 2 is going to be very hard, but it's not impossible. We have seen similar stuff done. Instead, we
he went deep.
Oh, but he gets a little bit too on the curve, unsettles the car, but now he's got a great exit out of turn 3. Is he going to try to stick his nose up the inside to turn 4? Is he going to go for that move and take a lot of balls? Is he going to do it? No.
Yeah,
and please don't also.
Yeah, Mac, you keep talking it up like that's the best overtaking zone at the track, Mac. Is that your strategy for tomorrow?
Standing up inside of 4.
I plead the 5th.
Alright. Yeah, Eaton's doing very good to hold behind Transu here and, at least for the most part, not hit him.
Yeah, now they have, when they're fighting, their pace drop, I would say, quite significantly. They are both over a second slower than their best lap. That invited Curtis Lee from behind joining them.
Yeah, but even if they weren't fighting, Queasy is doing basically just enough to force Transu right into Eaton's lap. And so I don't, unless Eaton is able to get past Transu, or Transu is able to knock Eaton out of the picture, hopefully figuratively, not literally, as Queasy has a moment. Queasy
Small
has a
oversteer?
bit of oversteer. But it doesn't matter, because he is far enough away that Transu cannot get away from Eaton. He keeps getting in Transu's way just enough. As Eaton looks like he tries to do a move. Nope.
That forced Transu to defend. See if he get a switch back here. Not quite, not quite.
Yep.
That was quite a good fic though. Transu bought it.
That was.
Hold the dummy.
Yeah.
Looks like he goes a little bit deep. He's going to try to make it around the outside. Does not work, but he's going to set up his exit out of turn 2 again, into turn 3. Not quite as good as he had last lap. Oh, a little bit of it. Got a bit of much curb on the inside there. So he's going to have to reform, try again the next lap.
Yeah. This is a great attack that he's putting on, though. Just completely relentless pressure, and Transu has been holding up fairly well, considering it all. I'm looking at a little bit up front to our best laps. Gino, currently in 5th place, set a fastest lap of a 150.5.
That's something.
Ooh, Eden
Send it on the inside on 9.
I don't know if you want to try and overtake there, but he definitely tried to, and now he gets a really nice exit onto...
Now he compromised
But he's got to try
Transu on
around
the inside.
But he might be able to make Transu think about it out through turn 11 here, now down into turn 12, one of the 2 best overtaking spots on the track. He's not close enough. He thinks better of it, sets up. But he does force Transu to take a defensive line. That's going to lose him time. Eaton now once again looking at it. Oh! Transu trying to go defensive, goes a little deep, nearly gets into the back of Queasy. Eaton's right behind him still. Now going through the final corner here, Eaton's right there on his bumper, and he's so close. And the Ferrari doesn't have the best acceleration, doesn't have the best top speed. This could be an opportunity in the slipstream. Does he pull out to the inside? He goes for it. He's going for it. He's hitting the brakes, trying to make it, and he just about makes a little bit of contact, but they're still there. They're still there.
Transu might get past.
Yeah, that's a protest flash.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know how I would do that.
No, that's a hard one, because I kind of think that was fair. Like he was there. He stayed he stayed on the curb. He wasn't quite on the curb, but there was more than enough room for Transu on the outside there.
Yeah.
Super unfortunate though.
I think there may be enough overlap at turn in. And Justin McKechnie just overtook White Scarver. I'm going to try to replay that. Position change. Yeah, we're coming into 10. Oh, White Scarver did an oversteer, braking on the curb.
Nice save, to be honest, because he drifted through that whole corner.
Yeah,
but
and then trying to defend for
not gonna make
12.
it easy.
Honestly, that was a great defense after
That was good. Yeah, that's still pretty nice.
Yeah. So, not that we have really had a break in this race, but I'm going to go ahead and cover our biggest movers so far. No big movers in the top 10 or so. McKechnie has gained 3 spots, and then Zipperburn Jr. has gained 5 spots. But our overall biggest movers are in P11, 12, and 14, with Aoki gaining 10 spots from P21 to P11. Lee gaining 12 spots from P26 to P14, and then Queasy going from a sleep to P25 to gain 13 positions into P12, almost top 10.
How long he holds on to P12 though. Eaton right on his rear bumper. He is right there trying to get by. Forces Queasy defensive into turn 1.
And Transu lost 2 positions to Eaton. We saw that. Oh, that cost him a position to Curtis Lee as well, apparently.
And yeah, Transu just made an overtake attempt on Curtis Lee. Couldn't quite make it stick, but there's a lot of fights going on right here in the P12 to 16 range.
Yeah, a little bit ahead of them. Aoki is looking to get past Rigatoni, trying to get to that top spot of biggest movers of the day. So we'll have to see if he's able to. But I'm not going to say I expect Eaton to get past Queasy here, but Eaton was fighting hard with Transu, and Transu was essentially forced to go at Queasy's speed. So I would expect Eaton to try and get it past Queasy fairly quickly. I don't know if he'll be able to, but I think he has a good shot at it.
I think so.
I think he'll be doing it by the end of this lap. He is right on Queasy's rear bumper. Queasy, his entire rear view is filled with the Mercedes of Eaton. That is the only thing that Queasy can really see right now, looking behind him. And you can see that he's missing apexes. He's getting little snaps of oversteer here or there. Not enough for Eaton to really be able to make a move, but more than enough for Eaton to be able to look at moves. Of course, right there, Queasy not getting the best exit out of that corner. Eaton gonna try to look around the outside, not gonna see anything, so he's gonna cut back inside, try to get a good exit, try to get as much speed as he can. Once again, he's not alongside enough into the final corner, but he's gonna go a little bit wide, cut inside, floor it on the gas pedal, and now he's got a great exit, and he's in the slipstream.
Yeah, I think Queasy may have had a little bit of wheel spin coming out of that last corner as we see Eaton getting alongside just a little bit. I don't know if it'll be enough to beat him on the brakes.
Oh my god!
How is that Mercedes able to brake that
King
good?
of the last of the late breakers. What an overtake by Eaton. What an overtake. And now he's got to hold on to it into turn 2. Queasy's right there. Of course, you got Lee right behind them.
Sorry, in the back, P22, I believe it's Tyler Martin spun. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I will let you go ahead and play the
driver, isn't it?
Ooh, what? That was odd.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
my
not sure.
fantasy driver.
Oh, he missed the braking entirely and then slammed on the brake, understeer, realized understeer, let off, and then oversteer. Cosplay the Beyblade.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my fantasy.
Oh well. Yeah, anywho. So we do have a train between Eaton and P12 and Wood and P16. Now, most of that was formed by Queasy, and I really expected Eaton to kind of pull away a lot faster than he has, but he's not even out of a second from Queasy at this point. Now, he is still faster.
Aoki Rigatoni. Through turn, I think it's 13 into, right? Yeah, 13 into 14.
Yep. Now Rigatoni got the inside of last turn. Aoki had a power over. That's gonna compromise exit a little bit, but Ferrari's straight line, well, neither of their straight lines that great. So hopefully Rigatoni can extend this gap into T1. Question mark. We checking. Oh, pencil deep braking and defended when he shouldn't have. Now brought Aoki very close. Yeah, he was turning in very early too. That's why I guess he might have tried to defend.
Into turn 1, Lee and Queasy.
Oh, good call. Can Queasy switch back? Not quite.
No.
Bump. Oh, man.
Oh, no. Oh, and he almost, trying to avoid. He almost gets the other drivers in that train. Super unfortunate.
Now,
good call,
I could
Matt.
be
That
wrong,
was...
but I'm fairly certain that Lee had a snap of oversteer going through that corner. Now,
You think so? I couldn't tell. I
would have to go back and watch the replay. But I almost think that's what happened. I'm gonna see if I can find the replay.
I just watched the replay. I don't think that might have been what happened. I only caught the rear end of the thing, but it didn't really look like Queasy had room on the inside. Didn't look like he had anywhere to go there.
The question is, did Queasy have overlap at turn in? I think that may be a more important question. Like, was he entitled to space to the space inside even?
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, I don't know.
We'll leave that up to the stewards for after the race.
Now we've got Cockcroft versus Zodi Fate exiting T last. Zodi Fate pulling into the inside to the wet patch. Do some tire maintenance. Like the McLaren, get some tire waters.
Yeah, I was surprised Cockcroft didn't follow him to try and get into the slipstream, but I guess he thought he didn't need it.
Could have also been trying to pick up some water, try to cool down his tires a little bit, you know, get off the line, cool down the tires, be a bit more, you know, maneuverable into the next corners with the tires that are in the better window.
That could be. Meanwhile, Gino has set another fastest lap not too long ago of a 150.2. Now, would someone please tell me how he's going that fast?
That is incredibly fast. If I'm not mistaken, at this point, they're going faster than they were in practice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like, the amount of pace they've discovered around this track, absolutely insane. These top, not just the top 5 drivers, I think the entire grid has got some really good best lap times going on. I mean, of course we got Gino with the 150.257 as your top time, but the entire top 5 is in the 150s, most of them with a 0.5, Rocha with a 0.6.
Yeah, and there's only 2
further down,
drivers
Rigatoni Rigatoni with a 150.9, Aoki with a 150.6, right up there with the faster drivers, of course, much further down the grid, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, there's a lot of fast drivers everywhere. But yeah, so on the main screen, we are watching Cockcraft trying to get into striking range with Fade. In the pip here, I'm going to be watching this battle for the podium as Robeson is kind of being sandwiched by Cuphead here. So we'll have to see how he does. But, Cube, what were you about to say?
Oh, Russell Allen just got a DT for spending too many speed token.
No.
Oh,
That's going to drop him far.
Super unfortunate.
And that's our first drive-through,
Yeah.
I think.
Ooh, Cockcraft got a snap oversteered. Is he going to be under threat?
Queasy in another battle into turn 1. Queasy and Fickert.
Good call.
Fickert going around the outside, trying to see if he can get around Queasy. Looks like Queasy's going to hold on for now. Oh, big snap of oversteer for Fickert. That's going to give Queasy some breathing room.
Yeah, not too surprising. The one thing I will say is I'm very pleasantly surprised, I'll say, by the attrition. We started with about 29 drivers, and we still have 27 drivers. So, not too many people leaving, as we see. I believe that was Artem going a little bit wide there through turn 3.
Yep. A little bit scary when you go over turn 3 exit curve. They can be very unreliable.
Very much so.
I'm gonna scroll up and see who disconnected.
Right ahead. Out in front, White Scarberry is getting really close to McKechnie. I'm not sure if McKechnie just is having issues with tire wear or what, but White Scarberry is trying to maybe get a little bit look around into turn 2. Nope, he backs out of it. But White Scarberry is very much currently faster than McKechnie is out in front by almost 3/10 last lap. Now, their best laps are both the same, with a 57.572 for McKechnie and a 50.575 for White Scarber, but White Scarber did have a better last lap. I'm not sure if he'll have time to pass him eventually, but we'll have to see, because we are down now to a little under 6 minutes to go in this race.
So they may have 3 more laps, I believe.
Yeah, about that. Meanwhile, Lee is going side by side, almost side by side with Artem. He makes a little bit of a dive there, but he falls back in.
Going on Richie Wood versus Transu into turn 2. Transu is gonna get it inside for 3. Yield. Yeah, didn't want to go side by side with Richie Wood on 3. That would be very sketchy to be side by side. Curtis Lee got a yellow. Replaying. Still trying to chase Matt Artem into 2. Misbraked. Almost penetrated, so he stabbed on the brake a little harder and spun himself a teeny bit to not make contact.
Better to spin himself there than to hit his competitor. Respect for doing that.
Yep, and he didn't lose any places, just essentially ended his attack on the driver head, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Currently,
we have Russell Allen in the back. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so he was our driver who got our the drive-through penalty. He's currently fighting with one of the Yarn brothers.
And
in
Rosenthal
that
from
amazing.
behind.
And Rosenthal.
That was Jeremy. Yes, Jeremy went really wide, exiting 4. Is that an invalidation? Yes, correct. The invalidated his lap. I'm gonna hop forward to Robertson again, chasing up Cuphead of Austin White Scarver.
And Robertson is right behind him. They've been fighting pretty closely for a while. Robertson had been under pressure from Gino for a little bit, but Gino kind of backed off. But now, of course, Gino's pulling back in as Robertson and White Scarver are fighting instead of just going one after the other.
Dicker and Queasy into T1. Maybe get a switch back. Yeah, Queasy's a little ahead.
Exit.
Yep. But
That's shocking.
Faker is gonna have the inside. Is he gonna yield? No, he's gonna put it right in. Overshot a little
He's
bit.
gonna completely overshoot the corner, and Queasy's gonna go for the switchback for the second.
But he still got
corner in a
overlap on the
row.
inside. That's gonna end up not nice. Can he hold it? Nice rejoin. That is as nice as it could have happened after the contact.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what really happened there. I'm not sure if Queasy turned in early or Ficker turned in late, but that's not our job to figure it out. That's for the
Yeah.
that's for
Leave it to
other
the
people to
stewards.
decide. Exactly. Yeah, back out front. The front runners are just now getting around.
What was that you
They've
just
moved
cut
back around.
from? The massive snap of oversteer? For
That mapping Ficker.
Yeah, I do believe that was Fickert.
Eden got a DT
Oh no!
from
No.
P12. Oh, rest in
Such
peace,
a good
sir.
race too.
Well, he's
Yeah.
actually lost 2 positions from where you started, so. Okay
But he
race, I
go
would
through the
say.
train. That
Yeah,
all
he
that
did it.
effort's gone.
Yeah, he did it. He had some good racing, and now, yeah, like you were saying,
Wasted.
just all gone away.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think he had an incident earlier, if I seem to recall, and just knocked him down.
Yeah, so that'll drop him down to I think about P20, maybe
Oh,
P21.
what was that? White Scarver just cut the chicane completely. I think he missed his braking point, completely cut the chicane.
Oh, they're coming through one
Oh, yeah, he did.
car. Did he
Thank you
lose
for
the
catching
position?
that.
He didn't. There's no position exchange, yeah?
Yeah, no, he didn't
No,
lose
no.
position. He just completely missed his braking point, I think.
It's definitely a speed token, because he gained quite a bit of time to Robeson and McKechnie from that.
Yeah, there's quite a gap there.
Yeah. Thankfully, he had some to spare, so nothing too bad happened there, but still. Meanwhile, Rocha must have... I don't know if something's wrong with Rocha. He did pit really early, but McKechnie is within half a second, or just over half a second away from Rocha. I'm not sure if he'll be able to fight for the win, but he's close. As now we are...
I think it's
Are we
the
on
final
the
lap,
lap
is it not?
I don't
This
know.
is the final lap?
This is the last lap, I heard, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, because it's a minute 50 lap time, and there's
Yep.
a minute left. They haven't even completed sector 1 yet.
Yep.
This is
All
the
right.
final lap right here, so if McKechnie wants to try to steal this win from Rocha, he's got to try to do it now. Goes a little deep into turn 2, might be trying to set up an exit into turn 3 and then later turn 4, but I don't think so, because he did seem to lose time through there.
Yeah, he was really close there to getting a thing. As Yarn has a yellow flag.
Replaying.
Yeah, I think he just had a snap of oversteer through turn 3.
Oh, yeah, exiting.
Oh, he got
Too
a
much
third.
curb. Yeah, exit 9.
Such a simple mistake.
So anyone racing tomorrow, take note. Don't use the curbs unless you have to. Even then, don't.
Just
Curbs are landmines.
Exactly.
don't. Back and front with Justin versus Seth. Into 10, 11.
I don't think it'll be close
And Tyler
enough.
Martin got a DT in the last lap. Oh, come on.
So did AOD.
Oh, not just that.
Oh my god.
It's all coming undone.
Yeah, just make it rain.
It's already raining. What? You don't need to make it rain twice.
Oh,
Fransu's
who's that?
fun.
Fransu's spinning.
Oh, no
He managed
drama.
to keep it going, thankfully. But
Is that turn 2? And 3.
I don't know.
Going across the line now to finish the race.
Yep,
Seth
3,
Rocha
that is.
leaks from McKechnie, White Scarver, Robeson, and Gino.
Dixon Jr.
Yeah, next car is Zipperburn Jr.
I'm gonna
Love
follow
it.
Cockcroft. Is chasing Sody Fate. Is he gonna make a move? And he had one chance. Last chance. Sody Fate is standing strong on the inside. Yeah, that's it. He parked it
He's
good.
gonna try it. He's got a good exit, but I don't think it'll be enough. He'll get a
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
That was a
little close.
finish.
One last battle that I can see on track. You got Curtis Lee and our team heading to turn 12. Curtis Lee looking at the inside. He knows he's not close enough. Backs out of it.
Yep.
I do believe that'll be his last chance. I don't think he's close enough to make moves here into the final corners.
I don't think so. He makes
he's pretty close.
He could,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
could
yeah.
try
He's
it.
coming back. See if
It
Martin.
wouldn't be smart to try it, but he could. Oh.
Yeah,
Our
not
team
gonna.
went a little bit deep.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
they
good
both were
defense.
cheap.
And Aoki could not serve his DT, so 30 seconds. And then we have Yaren. This is Jason.
Yeah, so
Thomas.
not too many other things happening probably, but our winners for this race, as the last few drivers come through, is Roca, and then P2 White Scarver. No, I think it
P2
wasn't
Justin.
White Scarver, it was McKechnie.
It was McKechnie, then White Scarver.
Correct.
Yeah.
They just already left the server, so Oh man, what a
Very
race.
nice.
What a race.
Yeah, so now, amazing race. So what did you guys think of it?
The wave of DT, that was scary.
That was very scary.
It came in a wave, like 3 of them just pops up. So no,
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
So my best guess where they spend it is the chicane. Other than that, I don't know where else you can cut while gaining so much time and not die. Because in my head here, when it is wet, you can cut, but usually you lose time for cutting. Unlike dry.
The outside of T4, while there is that curb and the grass there, it's still concrete on the other side of that. So as long as you don't spin out on the curbs, you could maybe gain some time by going out there, just because you're making that corner wider.
I
Same with
suppose
sort of turn 3 and turn 11, I do believe.
11. Yeah, when my inside wheel touch outside curb on those two and exit, I always die. I just cannot just cut to the outside without dying. But I guess suppose highly depends on cars.
Yeah.
While our drivers are going into the race chat, I'm gonna see if I can kidnap Seth.
Oh.
Hello, Seth.
Welcome to the booth.
Can't be. What's going on?
Yeah, so congratulations on your race win. Really nice driving out there. Tell us how it went.
Man, it was really just a game for the first, lap. I was really just trying to get by and then hoping they would battle so I could run away. And I got lucky. I think whoever was in P1 broke a little early, let me go around the outside, and from there, I let them battle and just tried to kind of run away.
Yeah, so it was a great battle to watch. So we noticed that like just after the pits, you had about a 3 to 5 second gap, and then at the very end, it was down to almost a second. Were you just letting it go a little slower to keep that consistency and not make a mistake, or was there an issue that you had?
So initially, I wanted fastest lap, and doing that, I burnt the tires up. After I saw Gino do a 50.2, I said okay. So then I backed off, but where he caught me, it went from like 3 to like a second. I was coming up on lap traffic, and he went inside like he was gonna let me by, and then he dove back to the line, and I kind of lost focus. And it's that second to last left-hander. I caught the curb on the entry, and I just drifted into that corner. So that's when he caught me. and so from there the fight was on for the last lap. So that was tough.
Yeah, you were ahead of him by just a little bit under half a second, so that was a great job there, though. Mac, do you have any questions for Seth?
No, not that I can think of. I think you pretty much covered everything I was curious about.
All right, Cube, do you have any?
Yeah, Seth, when you come into the race, do you have a plan for when to pit?
Usually this one, not as much, simply because of the rain. I wasn't sure. So how it ended up, I usually do go for an undercut, depending on where I'm at. On this one, I was gonna try an overcut, but it turned out just kind of where I was. I saw a train of lap traffic, and I saw that they had like a 3-second gap, and I was like, it's probably the perfect time. If I dive in now, they'll battle, they'll keep doing 51s and 2s. I can come out with fresh tires, less fuel, do 50s, and hopefully overlap them with the undercut. And it worked out in my favor, luckily. So
I noticed there are also some drivers have to pull off from the dry line near the last, let's say, a third of the race. Did you have to do that, or were your tire just behaving well enough?
I did. They started dying off really towards that like last 10 minutes, and you saw the gap coming down and down and down. So then I was experimenting. I was like, they're kind of getting hot. So yeah, I was coming off the line a little bit, but not too much. I didn't really want to change anything mid-race and then hit a spin. So I just backed off the pace and let them do its thing. I thought I had enough gap to keep it to the win. So that's what we did.
All right. Well, amazing job out there. And unless anyone else has any other questions for you, last question is there anyone that you would like to give a shout out to?
Shout out my boy Adam Krolakowski. He's in Poland, so he's not gonna be here. So I'm trying to get as many points for our team as possible until he comes back. So hopefully he's having fun over there.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for the interview. Great race. And yeah, hopefully your teammate comes back next week. You did a great job tonight with getting those points back, but that second driver will help a lot. So
it will. Thanks very much, guys. Have a good night.
You too. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and pull up our P2 driver in Justin McKechnie, if I can roll. I might have to pull Leapfrog, so give me a second.
I got it. Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
You got it. All right.
Welcome, Justin, to the booth. Nice job there racing P2. How did it go out there?
It was great. I had a great time. Had probably some of the closest racing I've had the entire season. So I'm happy.
How was your pit strat? I was worried for you when you go out or went in right with Robertson.
Honestly, I mean, I guess it worked out. Last night of the practice race, I really messed up my pit stop. So I wanted to make sure I didn't mess that up, and I did not. And it worked out. But yeah, Rocha obviously destroyed all of us in the pits. Somehow, but it worked. Yes, a P2 I will take.
Yeah. So you finished only about a half second behind Rocha. He was talking about how he burnt up his tires chasing the fastest lap. But when you saw that you were that close, did you think you maybe had a chance of getting to P1, or do you think it was too little too late?
I mean, if he left the door open, I would have gone for it if he messed up a little more. But yeah, I thought I had P1. That would have been nice.
Yeah, so again, great racing. Mac, do you have any questions for Justin here?
Not that I can think of, no.
All right, Cube,
you're covering most of what I got.
Great brothers think alike then.
Apparently.
Yeah. Cube, do you have any other questions for Justin?
Justin, what do you think about next week?
Next week, is it... I actually don't know what next week is. Is it Barcelona?
Almost. Red Bull Ring.
Yeah, then Barcelona. Barcelona is the mixed condition race, isn't it?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yep.
Honestly, I have no idea how the 48 is. I'll have to talk to Panzo. Panzo's the setup guy. But I have no idea. I really don't really...
How is your experience with Red Bull Ring, at least, I suppose?
My experience...
Regardless of the car.
It's a pretty good experience. I think it's a track I like. I'm I hope that it works out. Let's put it that way. The 48's been pretty strong at most of these medium-sized to small tracks, so I can hope for a good result next week.
All right. Well,
Congrats.
once again, congratulations on your P2 finish there. Last question before we go ahead and let you go. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Robeson, Whitescarver, Rocha. I mean, always some of the best racing I've had this entire season. So shout out to them.
Very
Shout out
fun to
Panda
watch.
as well.
Great. Well, once again, great racing. Nice job in the P2. And we will go ahead and send you back down and hope to see you next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Ciao.
You too. All right. And then we will go ahead and pull in P3.
Austin?
Yep. Give me 1 second.
Hey, Austin. Welcome to the booth.
What's up, guys?
How was the race? Tight, eh?
It was very tight, a little frustrating at times, but good race overall. Good points for us in the team series, which is important for me and Mike.
Hey, you two have been quite strong. Were there any team orders this week? You two have, because both of you have been very close in the previous 3 tracks, I would say.
Yeah, no team orders. We kind of play it how it goes, and whoever's kind of faster kind of gets the kind of nod. Seems like it was me tonight. But yeah, last race was disappointing. I had a DC, and this race was a nice, strong redemption race for that one.
Yeah, it was very nice to watch you guys battle up the front with McKechnie. How did that essentially 3-way battle for, I think, most of the race go on your end?
It made me look in the rearview mirror a lot more than I wanted to. I was trying to catch the guys in front. So I think Seth was at one point like 5 seconds ahead, and then I was just too focused on Justin behind.
Entirely fair. Mac, do you have any questions?
Yeah, what do you think about the future, next race, at Red Bull Ring? What are you thinking? Are you looking forward to it? You think it's going to be a strong track for you?
Oh, God, no. It's probably one of the worst tracks I have in SRA. I know it's not been here for very long, but I struggle on that track. It's like 8 turns, maybe 6. I cannot put it together with those 6 turns, apparently. So got a lot of work to do ahead of the race.
Yeah, I think technically it's 9 turn with maybe 7 braking zones. So you're right.
Yeah.
If you mess one of them up, the penalty is high. Any of those.
Yeah, and especially with the AMR too, you get a bad exit, it's screwed up for the whole length of the straights there too, with the turbo leg.
Big boost gang, huh?
Oh yeah, brake boost gang.
All right.
I got one more question before I want to let him go. Hold up. You got a pit strike going in because I'm trying to learn for tomorrow. Morgan, please close your ears.
I will not.
Oh no.
Yeah, Austin, when you go in, what were you thinking about pit strat wise? You overcut Robeson, did I remember correctly?
Yeah,
by a little bit.
lap. They went in a lap before me. I tried to put in a good outlap. Did not put in a good outlap. Or in-lap, I should say. But still came out ahead of them. I think it came down to using the correct braking marker and hitting the pit stop and going straight up rather than getting moved.
Okay. So were you thinking just about halfway point anyway? Or you were watching them, they go in, and then you just gonna go 1 lap later than them?
Most of the time it's just a spin the wheel moment of how am I feeling? Do I need a reset? I really don't go in with a pit strat.
I see.
I was thinking, it's a rain race. You could potentially go either early or late, just because the tire dag's not really huge in a rain race, so the pace kind of stays the same. So it really wasn't just I'm gonna pit around here. It was just okay, I see they're going in, might as well try to at least match them a little bit to make sure that I cover anything off. I'm not gonna get caught out with slightly less fresh tires, but no real strat every week. It's kind of spin the wheel.
It. Nice, I like that. A lot less stressful than what I would have gone through. Well, congratulations. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
Shout out the entire Red Eye Racing organization. Ever since Josh and I started that, it's been huge growth. So it's been fun to see the community within the community.
Well, thank you for the race, and hope we'll see you again next week. Yeah, Red Bull Ring, please.
Yep. Hopefully we have a good one. But thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, that's quite a race for us.
Yeah, a lot of great racing. A lot of mistakes, but that's kind of what you expect with a wet race, unfortunately. But not too many punting. Well, I would say not too many punting mistakes, but every week I've said that, and every week the penalty list gets longer. So I'm not going to say that this time.
Those D3 was the best from Spa 2 weeks ago, though. So it's not bad.
I will gladly give them that. Hopefully that continues. Although,
and we did not have meat grinder this week in lap 1.
Yeah.
So
well, we did in D4, but that was a separate issue.
Yeah, that's us.
Exactly.
Well, 3 of us are gonna have fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep,
for the audience, please like and subscribe our stream. Come back. Usually it's every Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday here is D3, D5, Twitch D1. Tomorrow, same time, Twitch is D2. And we have on YouTube here D4 and D6. Same time. 7 Eastern, I believe. No, that would be 9 Eastern.
Yeah, 9 Eastern. Yeah, anyways, check out the D4 stream to see the 4 of us try not to die around 3 of us. Excuse me. It's 11 p.m. I'm forgive me. Point is, tune in tomorrow. You'll see the 3 of us on track in D4.
Hopefully we won't have any meat grinder.
Yeah, that would be nice. And then after tomorrow, make sure to come back next week. Whereas we were talking about, we will be going to Austria for the Red Bull Ring. Should be a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to that. One of my favorite tracks. Not very good at it, but I do love the track.
All right, it has been a stream with you two. Hope to see the audience back next week. Signing out. We got Crewmaster and Double Morgans.
Have a good night.
Next week.